Why, hello, everybody. I am Devin-Foxy Remastered. That's right, yours truly, Devin-Foxy Remastered, here again. That today, I just want to say what my reaction was between the Texans versus Seahawks. Now, this question I probably want to be asking the same way as I can say, by the way, is that wow, I'm like, holy shit, that game was crazy. Like, okay, don't get me started to know what was really even happening, but I have to say, in my only reaction I had ever watched the final score that says 27-19. I was like, damn, Seahawks are slapping so freaking hard. Like they're literally beating every other team in the ring. Well, pretty much except the Eagles, I think. I don't really know if Seahawks could ever overthrow the Eagles, but I think that one is a little bit of a harder companion a little bit just to deal with. But, just in my fairly only just to say in this question is that, well, that's gonna be possible, man. If the Seahawks ever beat the Eagles, I would bet my only way I can say 30 cents. Only like 30 cents only. Just 30 cents. Just to say is like, oh, if the Eagles ever did beat the Seahawks, I count to say is like, nah, the Eagles are gonna lose. I bet 30 cents that they're gonna lose. And then also for the same way around, I bet that would be like 20 cents a little bit just to say is like, oh, I bet myself at 20 cents if the Eagles actually did win and beat the Seahawks. So, yeah, I guess I'm just trying to even the odds, even if Seahawks did try to beat the Eagles in a big slap like that. Or should I say, wait a minute, like that. So, even though I'm just trying to like make the sound effect of the slapping noise exactly, then yeah, that's what I was trying to make the noise with it. But I tried at least a few different times to make the sound, but whatever. So, what I'm just trying to say here is that man, that is like the craziest score I'd ever watched. Seriously, 27-19. Wild, man. That is like freaking wild. And I don't blame CJ or Sam Donald. I don't blame CJ or Sam Donald for any of that. I think they were pretty good throwers to begin with. Like, holy damn of cheese balls. Like, they were actually pretty good. Don't get me wrong, but they were still pretty good. And also, what actually reminded me of the Jaguars is that, bro, why does Trevor Lawrence actually remind me of Hercules? Or reminds me with the hair. I'm like, holy shit, does he actually remind me of Zeus? Or reminds me of like Hercules or like some kind of god name or something that reminds me with the sick haircut. With like the best haircut I'd ever watched. I'm like, shit, that the haircut I'd never seen before is nuts. Like some haircuts are perfect and some haircuts are not perfect as I can say it that sometimes it's just how most of the world works with kind of hair to see which hair is even the best or not so much the best, but hey, it doesn't really matter. It just depends how good it looks and how much it certainly has two different pathways for that question with the haircut. Which I know I'm kind of off topic, but damn, does Lawrence have like a good ass haircut? Seriously, literally good haircut. Which also, by the way, I find it so funny that, by the way, I thought this was funnier too to watch. It's like the Jaguars had fought and kicked the ass at the Chiefs' fucking face. And I'm approve it. I literally approved it right there from a thumbs up. Like, as a Seahawks fan, all I'm saying is thank you, Jaguars, for fucking once. Please just kick the Chiefs off. Please. Like, the same question goes to literally, like, any team that has to overthrow the only cheaters to get off the freaking get off like the playoffs and stuff. Which, yeah, it will still be good. Which we all hope to say that I think everybody is supposed to be focusing on the lose streak against the Chiefs because if they don't kind of do something, we're kind of effed. That we might not even want to watch the whole bullshit thing goes off again. Which seriously, I have to say, if this happens again, I'm not going to watch the whole bullshit go off again. And trust me, I would not even watch the NFL if that would have been necessary. But, let's just not get too off topic exactly on this question. So let's just not go over topic yet, which we know we're not close enough yet, but it's only like think that was like October. I think it was like October, September, December, and so we got like 4 months away before the Super Bowl happens. Which, by the way, I know it starts February, but I have to say it'll still count for having like a half four, a little bit near half 5 months or weeks or a little bit just to get there. But like I said, I think most of the teams need to focus on eliminating the Chiefs quick. That's the point. Which, even though they are still trying to brawl each other to face off each other every time, like every since they're gonna go halfway to get into that Super Bowl, which is just like a different conversation. Just saying is like, oh, they have to just like get their best ways to make it over there. So that's just my point, and that's my concern exactly. And also, the only thing I think that people should also too to think about is having Eagles tossed off a little bit and just have them eliminate halfway. Like let's just say that they're going to be halfway eliminated just to only be in the Super Bowl, right? Well, imagine this: Chiefs will be first to go, and Eagles will still there for second, and then once it was just like the time for like whoever's like the strongest team that could overthrow the Eagles, done. Like, call me Sally, and that's a deal. Like, that's a little bit freaking deal, which even I'm just making a joke, but still. Like, I'm just making that as a joke, but just don't get too underestimated or anything. But this is just only a bit of like a sarcasm thing. If something would have not been sarcastic, but let's just get straight back to the point with the game with like the I don't know, with the game back with like Seahawks. So first, Jaguars got their asses beaten by Seahawks, which good. I say, yeah, I probably would want to be saying this as an honest man and just says that, well, I still approve it. I actually still approve Jaguars did so well to overthrow the Chiefs, which that was fucking sick and amazing. So yeah, that was actually amazing. Like trust me, if Jaguars did it again, I'd actually be so impressed if that happened again. Seriously, it would even be so surprising to me that it would shock my face the whole time that I would have a jaw drop reaction. Like 200 jaw dropped. Literally. Like, it would make me scream a lot happier to see that happening, but unfortunately, if there was a rematch to that, then unfortunately we'll see what happens by the weeks or whatever that goes on until the Super Bowl is just going to be happening before, let's just say, like 18 more weeks left before that happens. So again, we're gonna see. Like we're gonna see what happens again and see where this goes. Like the only teams I probably want to see who should be leaving is the 49ers, which oh yeah, they're gonna be the only ones to go, and of course Chiefs and the stupid fake ass team recopy Redskin versions of the Redskins, known as the stupid Commanders, should also go. Rams, and then of course, yeah, and then pretty much the Chiefs as well. So, like I said, I've not made a top 10 yet, but I will unfortunately will make a top 10 hated teams as well, just to also add the slot numbers to know which I'm gonna have to memorize randomly and select randomly as I can select them randomly, which will be just only from top 1 to 10. That's it, just 1 from 10. So there you go. And also, what really surprised me is that at least Panthers are not actually being the ones to be the sissy ones anymore. Exactly, they're actually just folding more a bit of wins as I expected to see them do. I'm like, damn, did did the Panthers really came out of retirement for out of this? Shit. Like it surprised me out of nowhere when like Panthers were deciding to give themselves to quit, but no, I guess they had a bit of a strong backbone a little bit just to kick ass a little bit and just start deciding it's like, you know what, maybe we should still continue to go on and win before we do all that. Like, damn, Panthers are really just doing way a little bit better. Like seriously, I'm like surprised. Like if anybody has never catched the Panthers at this point by seeing how their scores are doing, damn, they're literally doing a little bit well as I can see them do. But shit, at least I'm no like therapist or anything to see how that went. But damn, okay. And then at least something went a little bit more, should I say, a bit interesting. Like, I find something funnier to see is that the Jets are so ass. Like, they're freaking ass the whole time. Like, don't get me started if I have to mention it anyway, but it's true. But if that would have been imagining by saying is like, oh, let the Jets win one time, I will say is like, bruh, they should have literally done this years effing ago if they would have done that. Like, where is that energy now? Like, the whole thing is just going to be hilarious as hell, and I'm sure as hell I'm not going to be laughing to my ass the whole time to see them lose, which no idea why, but I guess if they actually could prove me wrong and say it's like, oh, let's win one time. Bruh, it's a freaking slap back in the face. Like, I don't think that's gonna keep continuing to happen, so yeah, not really gonna happen at this point. If somebody can prove me wrong to say is like, oh, the Jets are gonna try to win. Trust me, bro, they're gonna win. No, they're not. Like, have you now looked at the freaking score already by literally seeing the wins and loses? Shit, they never even won a single puck or literally a single golf ball like in a golf ball course. Sorry, I'm just being ironic a little bit. Just ironic, not unironic or something like that. But I'm just trying to be ironic. So yeah, not being unironic. Sorry, I was just trying to get to that word, but whoops, meant to try to say that word. But okay, so let's just say this is that, man, that's going to be wild. Trust me, it will. And let's just say this question exactly is that if Seahawks continue to get to the Super Bowl, as I just said already, it will make me as a high, amazing, happy fan. Just to make me feel happy. Which, by the way, I'll have to say that I'll be so happy to rest freely without having, like, full stress anyway to see Seahawks losing, but it'll give me like the very only stress free to see Seahawks winning. More winning than ever. I have to say, Seahawks wins fucking 5 wins in a row. 5 massive wins. And that's not saying much. Like, Seahawks are doing so well that I'm so going to be proud for them to keep winning. Like, trust me, I actually want to say this to everyone, by the way, for who are those are excited to see what really happened, is that, dude, if Seahawks continues to win, I actually am going to start loving the Seahawks so much more if they continue doing this good shit up so much more to bash every single ass in the ring. You know, most other teams apparently a little bit, but if Seahawks keeps doing the same thing, but in a different loop win, then I'm going to be so proud for them to win so far is enough that I'll actually be super happy to see them win so much more. Like, seriously, with Sam Donald, and then, of course, like, I can't get the guy's first or last name or anything, which I might be stuck on that one, but let's just say number 11. But trust me, if those two people continue to keep winning so much more, Seahawks have an ultimate chance to win the Super Bowl of 2026. Like, I'm going to be happy to see them win once more again. If Seahawks wins, I'll say this is that, trust me, if Seahawks wins, I'm going to be so damn proud and so happy for them to win. I'll be so guaranteed happy to see them to win for the first time ever. So yeah, that's crazy, dude. I'll say that is absolutely crazy. So for those who probably did or didn't know, I'm actually going to be happy if they win. And it'll actually make me a diehard fan to see them win. And let's just say with the Texans, well, I hope to say for their best way of their only considering ways, as I can put it, by the way, is that I will kind of feel bad for Texans for not making it to the Super Bowl, which I actually will feel a bit sorry for them a little bit. Which also, by any chance right now, is I hope that they have a good luck challenging the damn 49ers. Because, I mean, my favorite secondary team, Texans, better sure get their shit ready because I hope that they actually get their shit on an 8 game and start beating ass at the 49ers. Trust me, I really want the 49ers to go freaking down. Literally down. Seriously, just get the 49ers to lose. I don't want to see them beat in that Super Bowl, which even though the Seahawks and 49ers are rivals, it's already fucking true. I can't say the word where I have to say it, but it's just true, okay? Seahawks and 49ers have been rivals for many years as they've been. So sorry if I have to put it that way, but it's just true in reality. So don't like it, then get off the video then. And as in for the point I want to say is I hope Houston Texans could do so much well to beat the 49ers that bad, which I would be guaranteed to see something with a different strategy for Texans to do well and win. But there's like one problem that Texans should be very concerned to be aware about is that they're not doing so much highly bit well just to not even make it up. I think they're just in a different rank spot that I think they're around 10th place or something. I'm like, what? Bro, how did they get 10th place? Like you're telling me that from last year they actually still trying to nearly get to the Super Bowl last year? Like, bro, where was that energy, man? Like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but where was that energy when you tried your best on that to overthrow the Chiefs, huh? Which I'm not trying to insult them. I do love the Texans. They're my second favorite, but I'm not trying to insult them. I'm just trying to say a bit with different confidence that where was that energy from Texans when they should have used that energy for the last two that they should have done to beat those stupid mother freaking Chiefs. Sorry, meant to say it was stupid Chiefs, but at this point right now, I really have to say again, I hope that whatever's going to happen, hopefully something can come good to this and see how far that Texans should try to move up another scale and try to do something about it and win again, which I think they should try to win against the 49ers. But seriously, we really want the 49ers to lose and not get them to come back to the Super Bowl anymore because they tried being in that Super Bowl. They got their ass destroyed literally by the damn stupid Chiefs, which I didn't give a shit about, by the way. I don't care about 49ers or Chiefs. They both suck ass, which I don't actually give a crap because to me, by the way, I would have still loved to see Chiefs lose. I would have been likely to feel less hate for Chiefs anyway if they shouldn't have been in the Super Bowl. But if they did, I still wouldn't care. But to right now in the present, I still don't give a damn. So, sorry, I have to say, Chiefs suck. I don't really care. So, for those who try to prove me wrong, then I don't care. I really just don't. Sorry to say it, but boo hoo hoo. Boo hoo hoo and a wham wham wham. Boo hoo hoo. Don't care. So, anyways, let me just get back to the point since we were like a little bit off topic from most of the timestamps, a little bit from all that. But let me just say this is that if Texans could really try to move up to 8th place a little bit and try at least to move up 8th place as they should try to do that, then I think they should be safe enough to be at 8th place or maybe somewhere in 7th. But into that standard, I think Texans should do so much a little bit better to overthrow the 49ers, which it'll still count for them to eliminate the 49ers, which I hope that they can try at least one good thing that Texans should do while they still have CJ in the run, while still being the quarterback and throwing the ball the whole time, which I think CJ should try at least to do his best to not actually lose a bit of confidence a little bit, just to not lose. But I'll admit this question is that I hope that CJ and the Texans should do a bit of a better job and try at least to do their hardest way as they can without simply just making any fouls as they can. But in the long run, we're going to find out and see what happens in week 8. Yeah, week 8. So if they can prove me right or prove me wrong to see how that's going to go and work out for the Texans, then hey, bet my life on that, and hopefully that they can win. And not as much as I could say from the next one is that week. Let's see. Okay, I think at least they'll challenge the Broncos, which that's still good. But hopefully they can challenge the Broncos and get rid of them. But we'll see. Like, trust me, the Broncos did so well to overthrow the freaking Eagles, and I'm like, shoot, dude. Like, they actually beat the Eagles in a big win. Like, bro, the Broncos, I'm like, like, man, Eagles should really be ashamed to that question by saying, bruh. I was saying this like, bruh, the Broncos really just throw them away for no reason and actually just throw a big upset win against them. So I'm like, shoot, Really? Bro. Like, that actually made me laugh to hear some points to see if some of them were funny, but trust me again, I think it was just funny. So, yeah, I mean, for Eagles, I mean, for Seahawks. Sorry, I meant saying Seahawks. But, anyways, Seahawks have to challenge against the stupid Commanders, which I think that's still no surprise to anybody, which I think it's still going to have to be called the version of Redskins. Yeah. So, by the time right now I want to say is that I have to say good luck for Texans. Please beat the 49ers. The rivals of 49ers are stupid. Seahawks are way better than 49ers. Because, I mean, trust me, I've been a Seahawks fan since I was kind of a little bit changing my mind to be on the Seahawks side, which, I think it gave me time and perspective when I was like a teenager and a little bit of somewhat of an adult that I decided was like, you know what? I don't think 49ers are in for me, man. I'd probably say I'm going to flip it to the Seahawks. And then decided when it was like back in 2023 or 2024, I decided it was just to choose Texans as my secondary favorite because, I mean, trust me, I looked from every single team just to be carefully selecting which team would be better. But I decided to just choose Texans. Which also, I was actually almost going to pick the freaking Browns. Sorry, I was actually almost close to pick the Browns, but I didn't want to pick them. But I decided to have them to be on number 4, or maybe near number 5. But whatever is the pick, I have to say, is whatever's the pick. So, that's pretty much just the story that I want to probably say for everyone. That's just why I want to say that, before I did flip to being a Seahawks fan, then yes, to still this day, that I'm still a Seahawks fan. So, there you go. So, anyways, Texans, please beat the 49ers and beat them as hard as you can while you still have CJ on the run. And then, of course, Seahawks, I hope that you really can do this so well and pound the hell out of the Commanders. Please pound the hell out of them. I really want to see them happen. See that happen, Seahawks, because I'm going to be cheering for you all the way. Seriously, all the freaking way up. For hopefully Seahawks can try to prove me the most likely, the best way possible for them to beat the Commanders. So we'll see. And I'll be very guaranteed to be happy to see them do that. So, Seahawks, please beat the Commanders. Please. Please beat them. And yeah, so I think that's probably it from the one I'm looking on my phone right now is week 8 and week 9. But yeah, so hopefully, like I said, by the end of the day, I hope to say it the less of the best, as I hope to say it, is that hope that something could happen for Seahawks and Texans to continue on the run and continue on the Super Bowl run. But we're gonna find out and see what happens more, whatever happens again. And also, what's really funny, by the way, is that the Colts are actually winning by a huge 6 win. Bro, I have to say what's so funny, by the way, is I was laughing my butt off to hear this one. And hear one interesting thing that the Colts are winning 6. They're winning by a 6. They're winning by a 6 wins in a row. Like, there's no way that the Colts are actually just being for real. Like, they're actually getting more wins than anything else. But let me just check on the places on the NFL places right now and see what the ranks are even are. But let me just check on the places. All right. Yeah, places from last place. All right, here we go. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's see what the places would be of right now, of pretty much the teams. Oh yeah, I was gonna say teams. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I was gonna get to teams. Blah 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 blah. Okay, teams. All right, this on the other hand should really be good. All right, let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, the standing divisions. Oh yeah, I gotta look at this. All right. Let's see what places that they're in. All right. Okay. Let's see what we got in these places. All right. So let's just look at the American Football Conference thing. So, All right, so the Patriots, by the way, are at first place with 5 wins. Holy God, 5 wins? Like, okay, this is going to be a surprising question a little bit coming from me, but how in the actual hell are Patriots winning back in first place? Like, that is insane. Like, I'm going to take my hat off. Sorry, I'm just going to take my hat off and say this one is that I love still wearing my hat. Trust me, I would still wear them if I have to do them in reaction videos at some point, which I will still currently do. But here's this question. How in the actual heck is Patriots winning by a 5? That's insane. Like, I thought they probably would still be going down to a 4, maybe 3 wins or something, but no, I guess they're actually winning 5 wins instead. Which I'm surprised the Bills could probably would have gotten a 5 too, but I don't know. That's insane. So let's say this is that the Patriots, man, holy God. The Patriots are winning by a 5, and it's just still impossible to get a winning streak of a 5, man. Like, they're winning by a 5, and they got 2 losses and 5 wins. Wow. I'm surprised and shocked to see the Patriots do that well this time. And let's see who else is going to be near second place. So the Bills, right? Well, I think it's still to a Patriots versus Bills standing between a 5 and a 4. Okay, so the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. So Buffalo Bills are in second freaking place right now. It's just like, bruh, they're literally in second place. You know, just a little bit on the AFC thing. You know, I've just mentioned about AFC. It didn't have to refer to places, but I'm just looking at the conferences of the places on the sides of East, North, South, West, but, you know, this is just a little bit of me explain on the scores or whatever on the places that they're at. So, the Buffalo Bills, right? They're at 4 wins and 2 losses. Woo, doggy! Like, trust me, the Bills are going to actually just have a different advantage if they actually overthrow the Patriots, which that's not going to come surprising to me if Patriots are going to, like, say, it's like, what the hell? Like, I'm not trying to insult them. Trust me, I'm not really going to. But I'm just saying is that, man, if Bills ever overthrow Patriots somewhere, I don't know if they could, but that's going to be wild as hell and wild as AFUCK. Trust me, it's nuts. And then, as in for Dolphins, damn, dude, they're not even winning by a streak. They got 1 win, and it was just that. Like, bro, that is terrible. Like, the Dolphins aren't doing anything much regardlessly, which I know it's the old saying by saying is like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. I get that. I saw that every time about that rumor of hearing the Dolphins not even getting one single freaking win by the whole season yet. That yet again, they still didn't get a second win after all. But there could probably be some changes or maybe some upset wins that we're going to find out sooner than later for that rest of everything, but whatevs. And as in for the Jets, dude, Jets again, man. I don't know what the actual hell am I going to say now. Bruh, Jets are not winning shit. Sorry, they're not winning shit. Which, even though I've not mentioned that in the top 10, which I have to say is like, it's more of a unknown selection of the top 1 top 10, which will still be 6 from 10. So there you go. That's all I have to say. And yes, it'll be mentioned in a vlog at some point that I might have to shorten most of the timestamps so it doesn't get a near above 15 minutes. That's probably the point. But let's just say that, dude, when our Jets are going to forfeitly quit, I don't know. I guess they're going to continue on, but they're just going to go into their old little magical Lundoland and decide it was like that, bruh. They're not winning anything. Like, dude, this is so rich coming from, like, the Panthers are doing so much yet again better that I could at least respect the Panthers. But Jets, man, come on. You guys were just literally at somewhere before last year happened. Like, bro, it was like a side effect time loop. Shoot, man. Bro, Panthers are just doing way better than Panthers could ever actually beat the Jets for. Like, that's a solid deal. Like, coming from North Carolina, shit. I'm like, man, I can really bet myself to hear that Panthers are doing so much better than the Jets could do is just wild. Sorry, I can't stop laughing, but I think it's just so funny. Yeah, this is just my reaction to see why Jets are just terrible in that season. It's just terrible. Terrible, 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 terrible of socks. Okay, now let's just jump to the North section of the AFC North version. So right now in the first place is Steelers, which yeah, I think Steelers are just doing a little alright at the natural way that they're doing. Okay, well at least they're in first place a little bit. I'll actually have to say, not gonna lie, but they're in like first place, which is kind of okay, I guess. Don't know why, but sure, buddy, sure. I guess they can probably still continue going first, but we'll find out and see. But the only problem they have to deal with first is dealing with the Bengals next, which is going to be wild to me and a bit nuts. So, pretty much. Hopefully, they can outbeat the Bengals. So, good luck, I guess. Apparently, good luck with that. And then also with the Browns, bro, I have to expect that I hope the Browns could actually not be in the next same loophole as the Ravens are. Which also, here's another funny thing again that I'm sorry I'm going to not make another laugh again. That I'm sorry I'm going to laugh again. But, okay, so the Browns, by the way, were the same thing as last year, right? They were to be near the Panthers, but this thing has actually changed a little lesser shitty, like less shitty to hear from like the Browns doing less shit exactly, not to get the same punishment as like the same thing with Panthers and Browns at the Panthers and Browns again being at the same thing. But trust me on this, is that I find it so funny a little bit that the Browns are doing less better than not actually getting like total be it like total like TKO actually. Yeah, TKO, which I can still describe to put that word in, so TKO I guess. So, the Ravens, right? Well, let's just say that I didn't say about the wins or losses, which I should say that now, but okay. Steelers win 4 and they lost 2, and Bengals won 3 and lost 4. Browns win 1, 2 and 5, and then Ravens won 1 and 5. So, okay, Ravens, by the way, should have been closer enough to defeat the Lions, which I was going to root for Lions anyway to see that they should have won before, but no, I guess that failed since, well, we're just in the same chopping block like usual and just seeing all the same scenario twist around again, but this time's even more different and more similar to do it, but just in my only kind of standard a little bit on this beyond this question a little bit is just this question to me is that, bro, I was like, really, Ravens, could you guys really do any more better? Which I don't think they probably will. I think they're going to probably just end up in the same version as the Panthers were, but the Panthers even more better and bit realistic than the Ravens. Like, bro, where the hell were the Ravens at when they actually got TKO'd that hard? Like, you cannot tell me they got so freaking exhaustedly KO'd out, right? Like, they're so exhausted that they can't even get their lungs back in place. Like, seriously, Ravens were closer enough to be at that Super Bowl, and I'm like, dude, like, they just knocked them out for a freaking knuckle sandwich just to knock them off the edge. Like, what? Like, you can't actually seriously tell me that they've gotten that suffering issue with that. Like, bro, come on now. Like, just come on now, man. That is insane as hell and so much crazy. So, until something else goes on, I hope to say that Ravens, you guys are cooked. You really are cooked. Basically, you're literally cooked. Which I can't say for the same, but you guys are done. I'll say you're done. Like, I'll just say this word DONE. Done. Now, let's just say here we go for the South version of the AFC is on the South version here is right here. So the Colts are winning by a 6 with 1 loss. Dude, the Colts might have a stronger chance to make it to the actual Super Bowl, it might do so much better. Think about this for a second. I know that they might win the third Super Bowl. I understand they might win a third Super Bowl in this entire fest exactly. But trust me, they're actually going to just try at least to win the shit fest or something. But hopefully, something at this point that the Colts might have another advantage and might say this that, well, I think they are not cooked just yet. They're just getting started. They're just literally trying to stay as long as they can without actually just getting tossed to be eliminated. Like, trust me for this question. Bruh, Colts are doing way much better than I can actually give them credit for. Like, Jesus Christ. Bro, the Colts are literally winning by a 6. No, damn. They won a 6 and they got one loss. Like, you can't seriously tell me that they actually would have still gotten more wins than they have ever did. Like, no way, dude. Just no freaking absolutely way. That is insane. Literally insane. So, hopefully to say this question and hopefully to say this, regard likely the question, is that Colts, if you're winning this, man, good for you. I'll be glad to say it's good for you, and I hope that you might win the Super Bowl again and might get your third win this year. Hopefully you can, and we'll see what happens. But man, some teams, like I said, deserve to need another win, I think. I don't know. But like I said, some new teams should have made a new win, and a little bit less from old teams that should make a little bit less wins for them. But whatevs, I guess. So 6 wins and 1 loss. Terrific. Now, the Jaguars, right? So the Jaguars, on the other hand, have 4 wins and 3 losses. That dude. Jaguars are not doing so half bad at this, but they're actually at second place near the Colts. But I will say, I bet my hat to say is that, however, the Jaguars and Colts might have a good old face off a little bit and just have a bit of a good stand and see where this goes to see which ones are going to probably overthrow who and who. But my money is definitely on the Colts, which I'm saying this word out loud. Is that I'm sorry to say for this for Panthers. I mean for like Jaguars, not Panthers. I'll say is to Jaguars, you guys are really going to get your completely back in the face by a pendulum back in the face that the Colts are going to actually beat you guys, which I'm not sure if they could. But like I said, I think the Panthers were more like with my top 8 a little bit near 10, but I think they were just my 8th favorite, I guess, but whatevs. Like I said, I made like a top 5 and 10 all the way back into my vlog channel, which I will still make another version of top 5 and 10 soon later. But like I said, I've got like plenty of schedules as I'm trying to work on without making them over rushed. Just not having them rushed as videos as I can probably be making them. But like I said, there probably will be a time that there'll be a version of that soon enough. But as I'm just taking my time slowly and just taking my time personally slowly, that's what I'm doing. So there you go. And then as in for Texans, good Jesus. I'm like, oh no, this can't really be it for the Texans, bruh. Like, bro, come on, Texans. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, okay, so what I really want to say, dude, is that Texans need to do their win, man. If they get their third win, they should have a bit of a good chance to catch with the Jaguars before they could still be near to stay on with the Colts and stay on their tail. But the question is this: will Texans ever not suck? I hope not. And I really do say again, I literally hopefully will say is I hope not they're not going to suck, and I hope they're not going to suck. And yes, by the way, I'll still get the Texans hat, which I'll still get the hat. Trust me, I'll still get the hat. If I have to get the hat, then I'll have to get a hat if it's from another store if I have to, which I'll be looking on some locations to see if there could be a Texans hat like the Houston Texans hat, which I could find at least one hat that I can actually get. Because, trust me, I have to, like, make a hat collection, just because, like, for example, like the Super Bowl predictions or something like that, if something ever were to change like that, that's when I might want to be getting hats, to kind of, like, match with the only logos that I've actually liked from top 5 to top 10 recently, a little bit, like, recently. So, in order a way to probably get that is going to be a bit interesting. So there you go. And let's just get to the next point with the Titans. Okay, so Titans on the other hand have like one loss to six losses, which I know Texans are still on my top number. I guess I think they're still on my top number, but I'm like, oh no, you can't tell me that Titans are at least this next number to kind of be at one loss and six losses, dude. Like, dude, they're actually still staying at the next side with like Jets and hold on, Jets, Ravens, and I'm like, bro, you cannot tell me that Titans are really not doing this much to just get six losses for that one in the South version of the AFC. Bro, you kidding, right? Like, you actually gotta be kidding. All right, so let's get to the next one of the AFC version of the West. So, right now in the West, by the way, what still truly stands is the Broncos and Chargers. Bro, I'll say that the Broncos are actually way better than Chargers because I think Broncos have a good reason for them to still keep winning. Is at least they're not actually doing terrible than the Eagles are. At least a little bit less advanced, but for real now, that Broncos should still have a chance of staying in that Super Bowl for long enough for them to stay. But Jesus, bro, they're actually going to do so way interesting to see how nuts that's going to be. But good Jesus, dude, that's crazy. But like I said, things can change for the better. Things can change to see where this goes. And any prediction that could happen of like the playoffs going off, but so far there isn't yet. But we'll see by the end of like 18 of 18 of the weeks. So think that should probably be reasonable. So, in this fact, by the way, I don't think the Chargers should probably make it to the Super Bowl, which I know they might still get to, but I think that's going to be a little bit of a hard, interesting question between the Chiefs, which, oh boy, it's going to be another bullshit talk with that now. So, yeah, at this point, I'm not going to care about either for Chargers or Chiefs. They're both going to probably be that bad, which I don't care for them anyway. But I don't have to pick a side anyway because I only have to pick a third option anyway. It's just, just make that random. So, there you go. Hopefully, Chargers again will still lose in the Super Bowl, which I think they should have lost, by the way, which I think they could lose to another team, but we're going to see. And I mean, for me, I'm going to remember that memory of like the slime version of the SpongeBob thing of the NFL brackets, is that I'm still going to remember to this day that Texans beat the Chargers way out of here than I could ever say is good. I hope to say is good. Good. I hope that Texans did really better for that one. So, yeah, I will remember that for that day. Totally so. Now, is that for Chiefs, by the way? Oh, Lord, I can't believe I'm going to have to say this now with this, but 4 wins and 3 losses. Okay, so what could be another problem with that now is I hope that Chiefs could still stay near the bottom with the Raiders, but I guess this might be another problem is that if Chiefs do ever still pull up another cheating lie again for the refs, bro, like I said, everyone's gonna turn the frick off their TVs and not even watch the freaking Super Bowl happen. Like, dude, it's no joke. I mean, literally anyone's gonna do that at this point if Chiefs ever continue to bullshit more people, that will probably be stupid enough. So yeah, I'm not gonna ask with like different theories or pretty much likely any reason at all for this video just to ever say anything. So hopefully by the end of the day is that I hope that Chiefs will never make it, but we'll see. It depends on however that will continue on with the Super Bowl thing. That will actually remain to be foreseen, but we're gonna see in different ways that could happen. But whatevs. So 4 wins and 3 losses, which I think they should get 4 losses. No win for 5. Just only 4 losses. Just 4 losses. Now, for Raiders, by the way, I do feel bad for the Raiders since I'll say this for anybody out there for saying it's like, oh, the Raiders. Yeah, I mean, for me, I'll say this for the Raiders, man, is that I have to say for them, well, I do feel bad for them, and I do feel apologize for them. That I'm sorry for the Raiders is a bit of like sad loss defeat for like anywhere else impossible of the West version. Is that I hope that the Raiders will try better next time, and we'll try even a different route later or something like that. But to my expected apology for them is I hope that Raiders can try better, whatever they can do, and feel sorry for them. So yeah, I feel sorry for them apparently. So yeah, feel sorry for them, man. Totally feel sorry for them. Now, let's get into the next one, shall we? Let's get into the National Football Conference, known as the NFC. So, here's what the NFC East version is this time. Is that okay? Eagles wins 5. Okay, this shouldn't really be a surprise to me for almost anybody out there just to probably know this question is that Eagles are winning a 5. Well, it's obvious, right? They're the Philly Eagles. Like it's too obvious. Like it's like super easy. Like it's just the Eagles, man. Like even hell, Pico even might like the Eagles apparently of their team, which not really, but I think Pico's only from the Phillies, I guess, from the game, which technically speaking, he probably would have liked the Eagles, but I don't know if he ever will probably be into any of that, but that's a good question. So a little bit interesting fact. A little bit interesting, but sure. Like pretty much. Sure. Anyway, let's get to the next one is the Cowboys. So, if Cowboys get four wins by the way to catch on with the Eagles, man, let's just hope that we don't want Commanders to be in the playoffs either because I don't want Commanders to ever imagine being in the Super Bowl again. Trust me. Like it's just so dumb by actually letting the fake ass team Commanders just to be back in there. It's just impossible. Like it's just so impossible to be getting rid of them anyway. Like the next second you get rid of them, they're going to continue to keep on coming back with the nonsense, complete BS a little bit. Which, like I said, I at least didn't hate the Redskins, which I think Redskins were still okay. I think they were like the Indians or something. Like they were Indians, which I think was way better. But no, no, but something had to become to a renamed, changed name. Cold is like the Commanders, which is a stupid name to even make. Seriously, they start with a C. Like, they have a W logo. Like, bro, that's not telling me anything. Like, it's just so weird to me, man. Like, you only get to have the first logo instead, not with the second one. Like, why could you put the C, man? Like, why couldn't you put literally a C in there? Like, why couldn't you put a C in there? That's so weird and makes no sense at all not to even understand of it. But I mean, hey, I guess it's their remade team anyway, so not my circus, not my monkeys, and absolutely not my bananas for them. So anyway, so they get 3 wins and 4 losses, but if Cowboys could still get a fourth win, by the way, that is when they're going to be safe. But to me, by the way, my only trust for Cowboys at this point is I hope that Cowboys out there by the way, the Dallas Cowboys should actually just stay for a fourth win and stay near where the Eagles are at. But even though they might have a little bit of some unfinished business to deal with, which I think that probably would be surprising. And oh yeah, I think for Cowboys out there should really overthrow the Packers, which is even a great idea and the very best idea I would have ever heard and ever seen. So there you go, man. That's crazy and that's awesome. So hopefully Cowboys, like I said, should get a fourth win, and I think they should be safe for Dallas, which I think they should be safe. So hope so. And I really say, I hope so. Now, as in for the Giants, Giants on the other hand got a second win in 5 losses. Bro, that is insane. Imagine if you get 2 losses with five. Imagine if you get 5 losses with 2 wins. I mean, 2 wins are still not bad, but 5 losses are not that great to even begin with. Or hell, you get 6. You literally get 6 losses, man. That's not a good sign for you, man. If you get 6 losses in a team like that, that's not good, man. That is really not great. But let's get to the NFC version of the North. Now, as in for the North is like, God dang it. The Packers, by the way, which I am not so surprised to hear from them anyway, but I think they're in second place near the Bears. So let's get to the Lions, shall we, of Detroit. So I remember a time last year, by the way, with the Lions that, dude, Lions were so close to just make it to the Super Bowl, which I was so happy to see them get there, which it shocked my only soul that I was shocked to see Detroit Lions never won a Super Bowl. Ever. They never won a Super Bowl in their life. Like, it's insane. Like, they never won a Super Bowl at so much ever, man. They never won that one. Just that once. So, give me a second. Yeah. So they pretty much have never won one Super Bowl in their life. Yeah. So as in for Detroit Lions, that man, I was so gonna be proud for them to actually make it to the Super Bowl, which trust me, if they ever made it to the Super Bowl, I would have been so stoked to ever see Detroit Lions make their first comeback win in history. To ever make the very first Super Bowl win I ever would have seen. And bro, that would have changed forever, man, if that would have happened. But nope. I guess Lions were never closer enough to get one, but shucks, sucks for them and shucks for them. Or should I say, that sucks for you, man, and that shocks for you. Or whatever. I was just trying to quote the line, but sorry if I can't get to the most of those lines less later. But yeah, pretty much. So like I said, man, 5 wins and 2 losses is going to be wild. And I will say this, that, woo, man, if Lions make it to the Super Bowl, good for them. I'll be proud for them to see if they ever did. So if Lions can do it, then so they can do that. So hopefully they can. Now, with 5 wins and 2 losses, oh yeah, that's going to be rich. And that's going to be so rich to see them happen. Now, let's just talk about the one that I don't like is the Green Bay Packers, which I know they're called cheeseheads. I have nothing against about cheese. I just don't like the Green Bay Packers. That's it. Like, I have nothing against cheese. I have nothing against with cheese. I just only don't like Green Bay Packers. That's it. Like, Packers just suck with a capital S. Like, they literally suck. Which, Seahawks, by the way, will remain to still be better than Packers, so don't really even want to ask. Now, as in for Green Bay Packers, they won 4 wins and 1 loss. So, Jesus, man, please get a second loss. I beg myself to say to Dipper is please give them a second loss. We do not want them to keep on being back in that Super Bowl. Like, trust me, if they never would have made it there, it would have been insane to ever see one time for them never come back. Which, my opinion, by the way, of this choice is that, let's say this opinion, is that I know that Packers and Chicago Bears are near 4 wins, but think about this for a second. Like, the Bears are going to get fifth wins. Like, they're going to get a fifth win if they ever overthrow the Packers. Like, for example, if they do that, that's going to shock most of the world that will ever be fortunate to be seen, which we all do get it, by the way, that the old saying that a lot of people are saying by saying is like, the Bears suck, or should I say, the Bears suck, the Bears suck, or the Bears suck, which I'm sorry if I can't get with the duh word every time, but I think I just heard about some rumor about the Bears, Chicago Bears, like, being total shitbag a little bit just to kind of lose different reasons by saying like, oh, they're not trying to get to the Super Bowl. Nah, 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 nah. Like, they're just saying like, the Bears suck many times. We get it, man. We seriously get it. They do suck, which I get it. But for me, in my only opinion, what should I say which team would have done better? To say who would do a better win? Packers or Bears? Obviously Bears. No way in hell would I ever think about going for Packers. Hell freaking nah. I'd say the Chicago Bears. Anything than Packers, man. Seriously. Even though I might like or disagree on some things, but at least I could just at least like one less hate team that wouldn't be too shitty. So, Chicago Bears. Now, with 4 wins, I hope that Bears can make a fifth win and they still keep with second with two losses maybe. We'll see. And as in for the Vikings, bruh, 3 wins and 3 losses. That's like a tie. That's insane. Like they both got the same W and L for however like comparing with wins and loses. So hopefully in this standard, I'll have to say this carefully, is that the Vikings might not do so much great as I can ever fortunately see their downfall to lose. So that's gonna be wild and that's gonna be nuts. Now, let's take a look on the on the South version of the NFC. So the South version of them, right? Now let's talk about the places between with the Buccaneers. So the Buccaneers, by the way, have 5 wins and 2 losses. Man, that is like crazy. Like they're at first place. Nah. They just got 5 wins and 2 losses. Like imagine they got 5 wins and then they got 2 losses. Like they're staying strong a little bit, but they're not barging one move. Like think about this a second. They're not barging. They're not barging a bark. Like they're not barking bark. Like I know they're still staying there, but shit, man, that's just like hitting the fan crazy enough to hit the fan even more. Jesus, wow. Like I thought I was the only one who said wow in this scenario, but good damn, wow. But anyway, that's gonna be insane. Didn't tell another story. Like, good lord, let's just find out and see. But yeah, Buccaneers are doing pretty amazing. Which I have to say, for no words, they're doing a bit amazing as I'll admit to say. But Jesus God Almighty, they're doing a bit better as I expected. And they got 5 wins and 2 losses. Bruh, that's just like no way. And then as in for like North Carolina Panthers, they got 4 wins and 3 losses. Okay, so let me say this for one quick question. Is that, bro, how did Panthers was the worst team and then now they're coming up to do the best movements ever in history? That Panthers are so likely to do much a bit better. Holy crap. Like, Panthers are staying the frick up. Like, they're not losing down. Like, I think Panthers may have learned their lesson, as I was going to be right a little bit. Like, bro, I was almost right that Panthers might still have a shot in them, that they might pull this off. They might pull the greatest victory thing we've ever seen in world history right now. That, bro, Panthers, for most sake, that Panthers are actually moving so crazily that they're moving well. Good cheese. I never have noticed this ever. But good for Panthers. Good for them. And I'll say, at least it's better than having 0 losses. So hey, I'll be rolling into the Panthers train. Choo choo. Or should I say at this point by going into the North Carolina train or whatever. Sorry if I can't get the name right, but North Carolina. Yeah, the North Carolina train. So let's go on the train of the victory train. So yeah. 4 wins, 3 losses. Man, crazy. And okay, so the Falcons, right? They got 3 wins and 3 losses. Bruh, they are tied with the same issue. Like, they're tied with the same thing. Like, bro, I thought Falcons were doing okay, but until Panthers actually moved up another second place movement before they're third. Jesus. Like, Falcons are at third place. Holy God. Like, they're at third place. Good God. And then, so let's say this is that for the Saints, man. Okay, so the Saints are doing shit. They're not doing well. Like, okay, I have not expected for the Saints to like the New Orleans Saints to not do so well, but wow, they've got 1 loss in with a big, massive 6. Like, if they continue a big 7, that's like a massive 7 just to be hitting them out the door, literally for a 7. Like, if the Saints ever continue to get a 7, it's game over, man. Like, I know it's already been game over for them anyway, but that's insane. That's like the most insane thing I've ever seen, and most likely in my lifetime, is just seeing the Saints going down in most likely history of them to never, ever try to make it to the Super Bowl. So, ouch. One loss, one win, six losses. Man, that sure as hell stinks. Like, that surely as hell that stinks for the Saints. So, rip for the New Orleans Saints. So, yeah, sorry for the man. Sorry, but they're probably done. They're probably done for the whole time. So even if they get a second win, it's still not going to probably help them ever at this point, never to get them winning. So pretty much. All right. Now let's just do one more last thing with the next version of the West, of the NFC West. So let's talk about that, shall we? So here we are. So with the 49ers, I don't like them, which they do. I don't like them. So for 49ers, they got 5 wins and 2 losses, which I think this is a three-way tie between my favorite team, the Seahawks, taking on two hated teams were definitely the 49ers and Rams. Now, I probably don't like neither of them to begin with either, but if Seahawks could throw a different combo win against both teams anyway to set them down on the places near second or third, that would be insane. Even if one other team still makes it to the Super Bowl, then that's tough nuts. Which I know it's going to sound like tough nuts anyway, but it still remains true. But whatever, I guess. So, anywho, let's just say that hopefully by the time right now of the next week that we're going to be expecting for Texans, bro, Texans better defeat the 49ers fast. With CJ on the Texans side, they really need to do a great victory lap to beat them again and actually throw them down the dumpster. So please, Texans, I pray for you and I beg for my mercy to you guys is please do not suck to beat the 49ers, please. Just beat the 49ers, and you'll be lucky enough to stay around in, let's see which place that they would be. All right, that's 3. So if they beat the 49ers, they get 3 wins. They will personally get 3 wins near up to the Jaguars. So please get near to the Jaguars, and please, for the love of God, try at least a different method win and victory plan. So please beat the 49ers in a plan that you guys can win that the 49ers don't have. So please beat them and don't let them try to actually beat you guys. So Texans, please win, okay? Do not fail. And I mean, do not fail for me, okay? Please. I am literally pretty much saying that you guys are like my secondary favorite team right now, as I say, is please just don't lose, dude. I really pray for you, man. Please do not lose. So, there you go. But, anyways, so let's just say that we're going to get right back to the point, anyways, and just discuss what the next thing would be is, oh, yes, let's go. The Seahawks. The Seahawks. Yes. Seahawks. 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 Yep. I'm wearing the hat. Just for Seahawks. Man, isn't this going to be a good day? Isn't this going to be a good day for right now that I'm going to be talking about? But yeah, for real, man, I'm going to be serious. So, bro, if Seahawks could massively pull this one off against the stupid Commanders, please beat their freaking bottoms. Is that Seahawks, if you guys get a 6th win, that will make me happier enough to be proud that I'll still be a diehard fan for literally the freaking Seattle Seahawks. That I will be so stress free if they ever make it to first place. Like, I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to be so freaking happy and celebrate the victory for Seahawks to finally make it this far enough to be proud. And I could be, for once, so happy to see them doing it. So, man, it's going to be crazy, man. But I'm going to love it. I'm going to freaking love it so much it'll make me even have a tear in my eye. So, yeah, it'll make me have a tear in my eye all the way down to my cheek, all the way down my face. But seriously, for real, I actually will be freaking happy to see them do this for their only victory ever since like I don't know how many years it's been, but I think hopefully for this week, I think maybe we'll see. So if Seahawks could get 6 wins in a tiebreaker to beat the 49ers or Rams, that would be crazy. And that would be insane, dude. That would be insane. So, Seahawks out there, you guys better beat the tiebreaker between the stupid 49ers and then the Rams, please. Just do this, please. I really mean it. Please do literally anything just to make this get this tie over with. Is just getting the 6th win, first place, no stress, just stress free, and kick ass. Like seriously, Sam Donald and number 11 are the best combos I've ever seen in history ever. With the combo of the mix, the entire time with that combo, that is insane, wild enough, and crazier to see it. So let's go. Like, let's just seriously go. Like, I have nothing to worry about for Seahawks is losing, but man, does things really change so complete differently? Oh damn. All right. So the Rams, right? Well, 5 wins and 2 losses. As I will still mention this again, with 5 wins and 2 losses. So, if the Rams will lose 3 loses near the 49ers, bro, that's gonna be for real, and that's gonna be insane. Like, imagine this. Like, the 49ers and Rams will be getting 3 losses in a tiebreaker. Literally in a tiebreaker for 3 loses. Well, Seahawks have nothing to worry about having a 6-2. That would be crazy for me. That actually would be crazy. So there you go. Please just set the Rams back to losing Streakville, please. Send them to the streak losingville. And also, as in for the Arizona Cardinals, by the way, that oh yeah, I remembered Seahawks actually giving them like a butt kicking a little bit. Is that here's a lesson for most likely to say this is that never mess with the C and then with the Hawks. Like they're the Hawks, dude. Never mess with the Hawks. Bruh. I love the fact when I say the word like it's separate in 2 words. The C and then the Hawks. Like you get to have a C, like you're having a C, and then you're going to be having a Hawks or having the Seahawks, I think. Yeah. So there you go. I can't believe I actually just rhymed it. Like I literally rhymed it in 2 sentences right there in that rhyme. Is funny. It is funny as shit with literally that word right there, right now, in this very second of this timestamp is wild. So, again, I'm not trying to like insult the Cardinals, which I never probably would have insulted them anyway. But anyway, at least like I said, they're at least not like on my hold on a minute. At least they're not on my top 10 hated list, by the way. At least they're not on my top 10. But, for me, by the way, that could change, but not sincerely entirely, which that's what I'm trying to say. But things, like I said, could switch around less later, but like I said, that depends. That actually does depend, whatever happens a little bit. That actually does depend for whatever the reason is. So, for Cardinals, by the way, with having 2 wins and 5 losses, well, I'll have to say this that I'll feel a bit sorrier for them. It's just that man, if Cardinals do lose, I'll say as well, you guys tried, man. You guys tried. I'll say this that you guys tried. Sorry, but you guys tried your best a little bit. At least you guys tried. Only for a bit of common sense. At least you guys tried. So at least you tried, man. At least you tried. So let's just say this, by the way, that is going to be insane enough to see. So once again, by the way, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And for right now, I think this was just it, by the way, of the complete standings. As I'll probably have to say right now is that, yeah, it's actually pretty nuts, man. It's actually pretty damn nuts. So anyways, with that being said, everybody, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And I know this is just a long video, but this is just a little bit of a summary that I'm just trying to let you guys know who should do the best and who should do the worst of all from best from worst. So there you go. And Without that being said, everybody, I'm Devin-Foxy Remastered again, and I hope that you guys enjoy this video. And also, what was my reaction to the Seahawks versus Texans showdown? Like, Texas versus Seattle. Bro, the showdown was sick. Which, by the way, it was amazing. Like, I never seen anything like this complete amazing between my first favorite versus my second favorite of all time. Literally, my first favorite to facing my favorite second team. Like, have two different main favorites of the season of NFL. And I'm like, bro, it's been so long, I've never seen anything like it. But I'm like, okay, cool. That's amazing, man. Like, I never get to see anything like that. But shoot, dude, that is pretty cool just to see something like that. But that is actually pretty cool. So, for instance, by the way, I hope that you guys, in fact, enjoyed this video. And I just want to say this for everyone, by the way, is thank you guys for watching this video. And I know, again, by the way, the fact, by the way, I actually want to tell you guys this, by the way, is that, well, hope that you guys, again, do might as well, in fact, absolutely enjoy the video and definitely enjoyed it. So, like I said, everyone, I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to say this most likely is thank you guys so much for absolutely enjoying this video. It really truly means a lot to me. Is that I actually do care about like the Seahawks and then the Texans, because I mean both of them are like literally my favorites of the season, like literally my favorites so far. But I mean Texans, I don't know where the hell their energy never came back anymore, but that's just too sad for them never to catch up with the Panthers, which, oh man, please don't tell me how they're going to lose again. But like I said, if Texans can have a backbone again, just to kind of a little bit cut off the Panthers, that could be interesting to get near to the Colts. But we'll see what happens, dude. We'll actually see what happens. So by the end of the day, and by the end of this time, as I actually will say of this video of the upload that will happen soon enough, is that, bro, it's gonna get wild, and I'm gonna be sure as heck that we're gonna see what's gonna go on and on. But just letting you guys know, I hope Texans one day will defeat the 49ers and set them all the way to the Rams. And Seahawks will get the first win history of the number one in the West of the NFC conference. Dude, like that could change everything in history. That can literally change, dude. Like for literally the change. Is like, okay, cool. That would be cool as heck, man. It would be cool as heck. So, anyways, everybody, I have to say this again. I'm going to have to get going. I'm definitely going to be signing off here in a second of this video after I'm going to upload this. But anyway, what was my reaction between the showdown between Texas versus Seattle is insane and wild. That to me, by the way, I was literally cheering on for both teams anyway. Even though I still remain to still be a diehard fan for Seattle Seahawks, then, like I said, I actually still am learning to kind of learn a little bit of the Texans' perspectives a little less better, is I think that they should have tried at least a bit somewhat better just to kind of move on against to the Panthers and just throw them down to another pack down, by the way. So, what we have learned today is I hope that one day we get to see Seahawks and Texans can ever make another expected win in history, but I guess Texans, on the other hand, might have their last encore for the last time, or maybe have like a one last ride before they could actually be eliminated. And the third place near the places between with like you know what I was referring to, basically at the fourth place. But I have to say, man, I hope that Texans can try their best somewhere at this point in second in time, as I hope that they'll try their best. But if not, well, maybe next time that Texans could try a bit better. So we're going to find out and see what happens and see where this goes on. And also, let me question about this next one. I actually want to say before anything else that I did reveal something while watching the game on the Seahawks versus Texans showdown by any chance again. is that what I did saw, by the way, it was a bit of neon. It was a bit of neon pink, a bit of like yellow, and a bit of like different color textures. I'm like, what? Like, that is crazy. I'm not talking about the teams. I'm talking about like the coaches. I'm talking about like the coaches from Seattle and Houston. That it's just insane. That I never seen anything like a texture like that. Like, bro, who came up with the textures and stuff? Like, Jesus of Almighty. Who knew? That actually was insane enough to see the texture. That's crazy. For once, I never knew that. Good damn. I didn't know that, but okay. So, that's just my opinion. That's all I have to say right now of this very video. That I will say this right now. That I'm actually going to get off for real. And say this right now that I might say this further now is thank you guys so much for watching this video. And I actually want to tell you guys again that yes, I'm still a diehard Seahawks fan. Trust me, I'm still a diehard Seahawks fan. I really am still a Seahawks fan. Which, in fact, I'm still a Seahawks fan. And then, in fact, I'm also still am a Texans fan too, which like I said, I like both teams to begin with. Which I'm not trying to throw any dirt between both teams. I think I like the both of them and both teams naturally, and just like them in a neutral way. I just like better. So in that opinion alone, is I hope that one of them will still get to the Super Bowl, but I think highly in doubt Seahawks might actually finally get what they're finally going to get is a very good prize and a very good paradise to finally for once get in that Super Bowl and make me proud. Like literally make the Seahawks fan proud. Like or should I say the fans proud. For the first time ever, that we're all finally admitting that Seahawks are finally going to finally get the good stuff that they're finally ever reaching. It's just the very best time ever in history of this year, 2025. And then, of course, to the very unknown of 2026 for whatever holds on for that. But seriously, insane times and crazy ways we're ever seeing this going down in history ever we've ever seen today. But good damn, like holy God, like call me an uncle and call me for more bananas for coconuts of uncles because that actually really surprised me in many ways. You know, I'm just joking, right? I'm just pretty much making for jokes, but you know me, I just like to make jokes for sometimes. So, there you go. And I think that should probably be it for tonight, and that should probably be it for right now. So, thank you guys so much again for watching this video. I appreciate this again and really do actually feel so proud for the first time ever. Ever since I've never said anything to like my fans to you guys, I've never said anything like this before. But Seahawks are actually finally making me feel that I might actually still like the team again. I'm like, oh my God. Like, seriously, I've been almost praying for my life for Seahawks, of the Seattle Seahawks, to ever, in their first time in history, to ever make the first place spot in the very west of the NFC. Jesus Lord. It is insane. Like, it's just insane, man. Like, I was praying to God and baby Jesus and Jesus Christ that I was praying down on my knees so much that I was praying on my knees, by the way, and just praised and praised and prayed exactly to see if Seahawks still have another cinch of winning. But I guess they say is like the old saying they does, or should I say the new thing does, is that they're still going to win. Yeah, I think I have to say thank you. Something finally gave a second immunity chance for the Seahawks to not lose again. So, by the time here and now, we're going to love seeing how this will play out and see a very good, better win in history that we'll ever will see in the playoffs. So, if anything could happen, anything is possible, which I hope that the Seahawks and Texans will ever get to the Super Bowl, which I'm not going to say too much, by the way, in this video. I'm only just going to say less ways just to kind of give a heads up for anyone is cheer on for the Seahawks and cheer on for the Texans, man. And cheer on for them, baby. For pretty much for good reasons, I guess. So, yeah, that's just what I have to say. So, for right now, I guess I have to say this in fact is thank you guys for watching this video. And the four things you guys got to do before that, or before then now exactly, is like and comment and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified. So that way, again, you guys absolutely will not miss a single video that comes on this channel. So, anyways, without that being said, I'm definitely going to sign off and definitely get going. And in fact, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and it makes me appreciated and totally get appreciated of right now. So, that being said, I'm going to sign off and get on out of here, and I'll see you guys, in fact, absolutely in the next video. So, peace out, sign out, goodbye, and we'll see you next time. And one more last time for the Texans, which I meant saying Texans. So, one last thing before we get going is please, Texans, destroy the 49ers out there. Please do anything in your will to actually beat them. Please. And get to the Jaguars also, by the way, too. Please do that as well. So, that's just my advice for the Texans out there is just please just beat the 49ers. And that will be so much over. And then as for the Seahawks, keep doing what you're doing and keep making me proud. Please. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just give every knockout every time and never surrender for no reason because you guys are the Seahawks. The Seahawks. I'd ever seen right now is that you guys cannot quit yet. You guys are so close getting near first place in the only West version of the NFC. So, God of Lord, I'm just not happy to see Seahawks doing so well, and it makes my heart so pleased to see them do this in a very long time. But for Texans, I guess I have to say I'm kind of a little bit in the middle for them being a bit somewhat proud for them being in the middle, but I think Texans should do so much a bit better just to kind of like underestimate the Jaguars, which I think Jaguars should be underestimated by the Texans, which Texans should still have no problem with the Jaguars, even if Jaguars are still near likely somewhat gonna have to catch on with the Colts by the way to get them, but the Colts are just impossible to never get rid of. Like, they're still going to stay for long, and they're going to keep staying for long until they get a third-way win anyways for a Super Bowl like that. So, that's going to be a tough one and a total tough shit choice to make, but god damn, Jesus. Like, that actually is going to be a tough way to pick. So, yeah, pick wisely and pick carefully, so we'll all have to see what happens. Unfortunately, like always, so there we go. And with that being said, everyone, one last time before we do this, for real, I might actually still say this one last time, is that for those who are a new person to the channel, go ahead and like, and comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell to absolutely be notified, by the way, by any chance again, so that way that you guys absolutely will not miss an absolute single video that comes onto this channel again. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in fact absolutely in the next video. And for me right now, I'm going to sign off and get going so that way I don't waste you guys' time and for the next second or so of the hour of the timestamp. So that being said, I'm going to get going right now. And Texans, you guys need to do a better job. At least you're still trying to do a good job, but please just extend something a bit more advanced. And then for Seahawks, please win like the master. Win like the total master of Kung Fu. Imagine if they were like the masters of winning all the way to that Super Bowl. So, Seahawks, keep making me proud and keep doing what you're doing. Get more KOs, TKOs on each single other team. No matter what you're doing, just win. This once. Ever. In the only way as I ever will say this again for the very longest time. So, woo, this is going to get good. Like, it actually is going to get good. But hopefully there won't be any downfalls again. But we hopefully won't get any downfalls to see that. But as long as they continue to keep ranking more wins and keep on, like, yanking every single win out there, then that's when I'm still going to be proud for them, no matter how they're going to do it. So, like that being said, and every other time, like always, I'll see you guys in the next video, and we'll see you guys next time. So, with that being said, can't waste any time, and I'm just going to have to sign off anyways. So, take care, everyone. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Have a good sleep and whatever. So, with that being said, I'm going to get this uploaded and get it over with, and just yada, 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 and pretty much. So, see you guys in the next time. And then see you guys absolutely in the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. See you next time. And for much more, we'll see you later. So peace out, goodbye, and see you guys absolutely to the next video. Bye-bye, everyone. See you later, and adios. See you guys from the next video. Bye, everyone. See you later. And signing on out. Bye-bye now.